And Gillian Pillay now joins us in studio. So, Gillian, I mean, shouldn't you not have shoelaces in a high security facility in the first place?
Just new damning evidence now shows that shoelaces and every other bit of clothing that posed a possible threat to this very high-profiled prisoner, Mabaso, was taken away from him before he was booked into that holding cell in Cape Town, Francis. So
someone gave him the shoelaces or used them?
That's going to form part of the IPID investigation. How did he manage to hang himself with shoelaces when they removed those things from him before putting him into that holding cell? Also, the conduct of police. We understand that his lawyer wasn't informed when he was booked out of that Krugersdorp facility to go to Cape Town. There's certain procedures that need to be followed when a prisoner is taken out of one correctional facility into another. And the other question is, could investigations not have continued without him having to go to Cape Town?
Who's looking bad in all of this? Who authorizes those sorts of moves?
During the bail application, a lot of damning evidence came out against the second accused, Kupe. With Mabaso now seemingly out of the picture, the state's case, just on the face of it, appears to have weakened considerably. And what we saw later today was Kupe's counsel putting submissions forward, detailing why, the case can't go forward to trial because this very damning affidavit that Mabaso had put forward about how he killed and raped and who was present, implicating Kupe as the mastermind, that is all now hearsay. And at a trial court level, that can't be admitted. It's inadmissible evidence. You can ask any legal expert, that's what they'll tell you. The prosecution or the MPA insists, though, that they do have, I'm very cautious to use the word strong, but they do still have a case against Kupe.
So the case still stands, basically.
But more pressing now, Francis, is what happened in Cape Town? Why wasn't procedure followed? Police need to give us these answers, and we need to get it from the highest office, Becky Taylor's office.
Police and Correctional Services. Final question, for people who haven't followed blow by blow, take us back. So 7 family members killed. What did Ernest Mabaso say about the motive? Why was that done? What was his evidence going to be?
Last year he dropped that bombshell detailing how he took out 7 family members. On one given day, we heard about between 3 and 4, but he detailed using an axe. He also spoke about raping some of the minor victims. We know that 6 out of 7 are female victims in this particular case. So we gave quite a macabre picture of how he killed them, how he put the first lot of bodies in the outbuilding, not in the main house. And then he also detailed how he lured the last 4 people into that main house using an axe. Very graphic detail around rape. And you can imagine the kind of emotions that's being stirred up in a community like Vlakfontein, in a country where the prevalence of gender violence has reached shocking levels. It's a case that the country can't forget. We saw Becky Taylor even, throwing his weight behind getting Mabaso and Kupe arrested. Very swift action in the wake of those murders taking place. And the bodies being buried under those heaps of sand for all those days. It takes days for a body to give off a stench. And the community, it was that stench that alerted community to something not being really above board at that particular home. And we understand that Kupe was seen at the scene while those bodies were there. He says he didn't get the stench, he couldn't pick up a stench, yet he was sleeping in the home. Sure. We also know that there was telephonic contact between him and Mabaso when he says he was in Zimbabwe when those murders were taking place. So there's a lot of questions now, the tension really focusing to, was it a suicide? That's why we're using the word alleged suicide. Or was it a plot or a tactic to take out someone so that this case can't go forward, Francis?
So like you say, many questions. This was a prisoner, a key witness allowed to apparently kill himself in prison. That was the SABC reporter Gillian Pillay. She'll follow that for us. Back to Tsepiso.